Good morning, PS17, and happy Friday. Today is Friday, May 29th, 2020. If everybody could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. We're standing tall, we're facing our flag, hands are placed over our hearts. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for our school mission statement. We are here to be literate, innovative, and proficient scholars who will participate in rich academic learning in a nurturing environment where we will rise. This will be accomplished by creating collaborative and supportive teaching and learning systems involving the entire PS17 community. Okay, I'm excited to read our book today. It's called The Last Stop on Market Street, and it won 2 awards. One is the Caldecott Award, which is a very special award, and the other one is a Newbery Medal, which is also a very special award in literature. And so I was actually, as I was reading this book again last night, just to sort of get my brain ready to read today, I was thinking about how much I love Astoria, where our school is, and how much I miss Astoria because I don't live near Astoria anymore. I used to. And as the characters in the book, the boy who we're going to meet and his grandma, they sort of travel through neighborhoods that they're familiar with on a Sunday because they're visiting a place that they go to every Sunday. And as they take the bus to go from their church, it was a Sunday, so they left church, and they go to help feed people that don't have a lot of food in a food pantry area. So as they're taking the bus from the church to the food pantry area to volunteer, the little boy just rediscovers and understands how special his community is as they're taking the bus through the community. And I was thinking about Astoria and how much I love Athens Square Park and seeing kids run around and scream happily, and different types of people that look different talking to each other in Athens Square Park. I love that. I also see older folks feeding birds, and I really, really miss that. And I love our community of Astoria. I miss taking the Q18 bus because I used to live all the way up 30th Avenue. I miss taking that Q18 bus all the way down 30th Avenue and stopping at the fruit stores. There's a garbage truck outside right now, so you might hear some noises like that. I apologize. But I miss that. And as I was reading this book last night, I was thinking about our community in Astoria, our PS17 community, and how much I love it. And so as we read this book, it's about the relationship between family members, right? And so the bond between grandparents and grandchildren, and also about appreciating your community. So as we read this today, I want you to think about what you appreciate about your community, and share it with me, okay? So without further ado, The Last Stop on Market Street. So the main character, the boy's name is CJ, and I think he calls his grandma Nana. CJ pushed the church doors open, skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. So there's CJ, and there's his Nana. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we have to wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but he never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on the flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend, Colby, climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. Nana, how come we don't have a car? Honey, why do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire and old Mr. Dennis who always has a trick for you. The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged and the doors swung open. I'm thinking that Mr. Dennis is maybe the bus driver that they see on Sundays. Let's see. What's that I see? Mr. Dennis said. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. So it's like a friend. And if CJ was in a car, he wouldn't see the friend, right? So some familiar faces like we see in Astoria also. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. The bus lurched forward and stopped. Lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. How come we always have to go here after church? CJ said. Miguel and Colby never have to go anywhere. I guess those are his friends, maybe. I feel sorry for those boys, she told him. They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the Sunglass Man. And I hear that Trixie got herself a brand new hat. CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars go by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. How come that man can't see? What do you know about seeing? Nana told him. Some people watch the world with their ears. That's a fact. Their noses too, the man said, sniffing at the air. That is a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am. Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. So it seems like by taking the bus, they get to interact with people that they wouldn't get to interact with if they were in a car. There's a community on the bus. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in back. I sure wish I had one of those, he said. Nana set down her knitting. What for? You've got the real live thing across from you. So it looks like they were listening to headphones together, sharing the earpiece. But there's a person with a guitar sitting there. And so Nana's saying, you don't need that. You have somebody right next to you sitting across from you that's playing the guitar. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song? CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered. I like to close my eyes. Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over and crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full and he was lost in the sound. and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. Looks like he lives in a magical community with some wonderful people. The song ended and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. Oh, that's the title of our book. Last stop on Market Street. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti-tagged windows and boarded-up stores. He reached out for his Nana's hand. How come it is always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed to the sky. Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful. See the beautiful rainbow? CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over the soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamp still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, "I'm glad we came." He thought his Nana might laugh, her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, "Me too, CJ. Now come on." And there they are. It looks like they're waiting for the bus to go home. So I hope that you enjoyed this story as much as me, and I hope that it made you just reflect on how wonderful our community is, our PS17 community, our Astoria community. We know some of us are in Woodside also, and I hope that you're thinking about how much you love your neighborhood and think about one thing, like one memory of your neighborhood from this year, from when you were even smaller. I'm thinking of Athens Square Park right now, and I'm thinking of all the wonderful people that I always see in Athens Square Park. PS17, enjoy your home this weekend. Enjoy your community this weekend. Read this weekend. I did check the author's note. There was not a whole lot of, it was just about the author. There was not an author's note for this book. So when you read, remember to look for that author's note if there's something special about the book that the author or the illustrator want you to know. 17, have an awesome Friday. Have an awesome weekend. And remember, as always, we love you.